How many times have you told yourself, tomorrow I'll be productive? You've set the intention, planned everything out, but somehow tomorrow comes and nothing changes. The alarm rings, and instead of jumping out of bed full of energy, you hit snooze, telling yourself just a few more minutes. And before you know it, it's the end of the day, and you've barely scratched the surface of what you needed to do. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt that frustration, where no matter how hard you try, staying disciplined and focused on your goals seems like an impossible task, you're not alone. It happens to all of us. It's not a matter of willpower or being lazy. It's a lack of systems that work for your life. And that's where things start to fall apart. You may have big dreams or important projects, but somehow you just can't get yourself to follow through. You end up feeling stuck, like your potential is slipping through your fingers, and that's exhausting. I get it, I've been there too. You know the feeling of self-doubt, the guilt that creeps in when you realize you've wasted time, or the overwhelm of looking at a mountain of tasks and not knowing where to start. It feels like everyone else has it figured out. They're disciplined, they're knocking out tasks, and here you are, feeling like your potential is slipping through your fingers. But here's the thing, it's not your fault, and it doesn't have to stay this way. We've all been taught that discipline is something you either have or you don't. But what if I told you that discipline is a skill, something you can develop over time, just like learning a new instrument or sport? The truth is, most of us don't learn how to stay disciplined, and without that skill, we struggle. But here's the good news. There's a simple, proven way to improve your discipline, and you don't need to rely on motivation or willpower to do it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stay disciplined and focused every day, no matter what. And here's the kicker. It doesn't require radical changes or complex strategies. It's about small adjustments in your daily habits, mindset, and routines that will make the biggest difference in the long run. You'll learn how to turn everyday actions into rituals that support your goals. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap that'll allow you to start today, no matter how overwhelmed you may feel right now. So, if you've struggled with consistency in the past, or you've tried everything to stay focused, but nothing seems to stick, then you're in the right place. Stick with me until the end, because we're going to break down simple, actionable steps that you can start implementing immediately, and they'll help you break free from the cycle of procrastination. This is the breakthrough you've been waiting for. We've all experienced that moment where you wake up with a clear plan. You know exactly what you need to do. You're feeling motivated, and you tell yourself, today is the day I'll get everything done. But as soon as you try to get started, something happens. You get distracted. The phone buzzes with notifications, or maybe you get sidetracked by a small, unimportant task that somehow takes up hours. Before you know it, the day has slipped away and you've barely touched your to-do list. It can be incredibly frustrating. The promises you made to yourself seem to vanish into thin air. You feel like you've wasted another day, and that feeling of regret starts to sink in. It's like you're stuck in a loop, constantly wanting to make progress, but never quite making it. The gap between your intentions and your actions grows, and it begins to eat away at your confidence. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. We live in a world full of distractions, and these distractions are not just external, they're also internal. We have more information, more entertainment, and more responsibilities than ever before, and it's easy to become overwhelmed. But the real issue lies deeper. It's not that we lack motivation or drive, it's that we haven't learned how to manage our focus. The problem isn't that we don't know what to do, it's that we often struggle with how to get started, how to maintain focus, and how to keep going when our energy and motivation inevitably dip. Procrastination becomes a habitual response to stress or boredom. The more we put things off, the worse the guilt and self-criticism get, creating a toxic cycle that can leave you feeling like you're constantly falling short. Think about it. Every time you don't follow through on your goals, you start to feel like you're failing, even when you're not. It's easy to let that inner voice of self-doubt take over. Maybe you start questioning your abilities, thinking that discipline or focus is something you either have or don't. Maybe you've told yourself before, I just don't have enough willpower, or I'm just not that disciplined. You feel like the problem lies with you, that you're inherently incapable of staying on track. But here's the kicker, you're not lazy and you're not broken. The issue is not a lack of willpower, it's that you're relying on external forces like motivation or inspiration to get you going. These things come and go. Motivation is fleeting and willpower is a limited resource. The real question is, how do you create systems and habits that allow you to stay disciplined even when your motivation is low? When we think about discipline, we often picture strict routines or an almost robotic level of focus. We imagine getting up at 5 a.m., working non-stop for hours, and never being distracted. But that's not realistic. The truth is, the key to staying disciplined and focused every day lies in small, consistent actions. It's about learning how to build momentum, how to create habits that work for you, and how to turn those habits into automatic routines that keep you going even when you don't feel like it. So, if you've ever felt stuck, like you're watching time slip away, or like you've tried everything but nothing sticks, know this: you're not alone. The frustration you're feeling is shared by millions of people, and it's completely normal. But it doesn't have to stay this way. The solution is simpler than you might think. You don't need more motivation or willpower. What you need are the right strategies and systems that help you stay disciplined, even when everything else is trying to distract you. Now that we've talked about the frustration of procrastination and feeling stuck, let's get into what you're really here for, the solution. If you're tired of wasting time, feeling overwhelmed, and watching your goals slip away, then this video is for you. You might be wondering, can I really stay disciplined and focused every single day no matter what? Can I turn my habits around when I've struggled for so long? And the answer is absolutely yes, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment when you're motivated or when everything aligns just right. Instead, it's about consistent small actions and making intentional choices that will lead to lasting change over time. The goal of this video is to give you a clear, actionable plan to improve your discipline and focus every single day. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. What we're going to talk about today will help you build a foundation for discipline that doesn't rely on willpower or fleeting bursts of motivation. Instead, we'll focus on systems, habits, and routines that will keep you moving forward, even on the days when your motivation is at an all-time low. Here's the thing, staying disciplined is not about trying to force yourself into a rigid routine. It's not about locking yourself in a room for hours working non-stop. That's not sustainable. What works is creating a lifestyle where discipline becomes automatic. It's about building small habits that compound over time, stacking them in a way that makes your life easier rather than harder. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap to start implementing these changes immediately. And the good news is, they don't require drastic changes or overwhelming transformations. When we break it down, the core of staying disciplined and focused is simple. You have to make sure that your actions align with your goals, even when distractions try to pull you away. If your day is filled with random tasks that don't contribute to your long-term vision, you're not going to feel disciplined. You're going to feel like you're just moving through the motions. That's what most of us struggle with. We let the small, unimportant things take up our time and energy, while the big goals get pushed aside. The goal here is to simplify things. We'll look at strategies to manage distractions, set clear priorities, and build habits that support your focus and long-term goals. We'll talk about creating systems where staying disciplined is easy rather than a battle you have to fight every day. This doesn't mean that you'll never face distractions again, but it does mean that you'll have the tools to manage them without feeling overwhelmed or guilty. By focusing on small wins and building habits that become part of your everyday routine, you'll naturally start to see your discipline improve. And this isn't just about getting more done, it's about feeling better about how you spend your time. You'll move from a place of frustration and self-doubt to a place where you feel confident in your ability to stay focused and achieve your goals. So, let's break this down into simple, actionable steps that you can start today. We're going to dive into 3 key strategies that will help you stay disciplined and focused no matter what's going on around you. The path to a more focused, disciplined life begins now. Now that you understand the problem and know that you're not alone in facing it, it's time to talk about the solution. How to actually stay disciplined and focused every day, even when you don't feel like it. And the best part? It's not about forcing yourself to work harder or trying to summon motivation out of nowhere. Instead, it's about creating a system that makes discipline easier and more natural. I'm going to share 3 powerful strategies that you can implement today. These strategies aren't about willpower, they're about building small, consistent habits that will gradually become second nature. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with everything you need to start improving your focus and discipline without feeling overwhelmed. Strategy number 1. Set clear and achievable goals. The first step in building discipline is making sure you have clear and achievable goals. This is where a lot of people go wrong. When we have big, vague goals like, I want to be more disciplined, or I want to get things done, it's easy to get lost in the process. There's no clear direction, and without direction, it's hard to stay motivated. Instead, break your big goals down into smaller, more manageable tasks. These small tasks should be specific, measurable, and realistic. For example, instead of saying, I want to exercise more, say, I'll work out for 30 minutes 3 times this week. This is something tangible you can track, and it's easier to commit to. Small wins like this give you momentum, which is crucial for building discipline. When you have a clear goal, it's much easier to stay focused and make decisions that move you closer to it. Each time you complete a task or step, it reinforces your ability to stay disciplined. It becomes a cycle of progress and motivation. Strategy number 2, build a routine and stick to it. The second strategy is creating a daily routine that supports your goals. Humans are creatures of habit, and the more you make discipline a part of your daily routine, the easier it becomes to follow through. Having a structured day reduces decision fatigue and helps you focus on what matters. Start by identifying your most important tasks and schedule them into your day at times when you feel most focused. Whether it's in the morning, afternoon, or evening, try to create a consistent schedule that allows you to prioritize your most important activities. This routine should also include breaks. Don't forget to rest and recharge. For example, try using the Pomodoro technique, where you work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. This helps you stay focused while also avoiding burnout. As you stick to your routine, it becomes ingrained in your daily life. Discipline doesn't feel like a challenge because you've built it into your habits, and these habits work for you instead of against you. Strategy number 3. Manage distractions and stay accountable. The third strategy is managing distractions and staying accountable. Distractions are everywhere. Social media, email, text messages, noise, and endless tasks that don't serve your goals. These distractions derail your focus and make it hard to stay disciplined. To combat distractions, set boundaries for yourself. Turn off notifications when you're working, create a designated workspace, or even use apps that block distracting websites. The goal is to create an environment where you can focus, free from interruptions. Accountability is also key. Find a way to hold yourself accountable, whether it's sharing your goals with a friend or using an app to track your progress. When you have someone or something to keep you in check, you're more likely to stay on track. By setting clear, achievable goals, building a daily routine, and managing distractions, you can build discipline and focus that lasts. These strategies might seem simple, but their power lies in consistency. Over time, you'll see how these small steps add up, and you'll start making progress without needing to rely on fleeting motivation. The key is to keep showing up day after day and let your habits carry you towards success. Remember, staying disciplined doesn't require drastic changes or perfection. It's about making small, intentional decisions that align with your goals and keep you moving forward. Now that we've discussed the strategies that will help you stay disciplined and focused, it's important to acknowledge something else. The road to consistency isn't always smooth. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments when you'll feel like giving up. But the key to long-term success isn't avoiding these challenges, it's learning how to navigate them when they come up. In this section, we'll look at some of the most common obstacles people face when trying to stay disciplined and focused, and we'll go over ways you can overcome them. Obstacle number 1, lack of motivation. One of the biggest challenges people face when trying to stay disciplined is a lack of motivation. Some days you just don't feel like doing the work. Maybe you're tired, or maybe life throws curveballs that make it hard to stay focused. Motivation can be fleeting, and relying on it is like building a house on sand. It's unstable. Solution. The key here is to shift your mindset from motivation to commitment. Motivation might come and go, but commitment is something you can control. Set non-negotiable routines that don't require motivation to follow. Once your routines become a habit, you won't need to rely on how you feel in the moment. You'll do the work because it's part of who you are. Also, break down your tasks into smaller chunks. Instead of committing to working for hours, commit to 10 or 15 minutes of focused work. Once you get started, you'll often find that the momentum carries you through. Obstacle number 2, overwhelm and burnout. Another challenge is feeling overwhelmed, especially when you have too many things on your plate. This often happens when we try to do too much at once, and the pressure builds up. The result? We freeze, procrastinate, or push things aside because it feels like too much to handle. Solution. The solution to overwhelm is simplification. Start by identifying your most important tasks, the ones that will make the biggest difference in reaching your goals. Prioritize those and don't be afraid to say no to less important tasks. Remember, quality over quantity. You don't need to do everything at once. Start with a small number of tasks and focus on finishing those. Break tasks down into bite-sized pieces and tackle them one at a time. And of course, make sure you're taking regular breaks to avoid burnout. Try using the Pomodoro technique or something similar to ensure that you're balancing focused work with rest. Obstacle number 3, distractions and procrastination. Distractions are everywhere, whether it's your phone, social media, or just general life noise. It's easy to get sidetracked, and before you know it, hours have passed without you accomplishing anything. Procrastination is often the result of distractions, and it feeds into the cycle of guilt and frustration we talked about earlier. Solution. To combat distractions, you need to create an environment that supports your focus. Start by turning off unnecessary notifications on your phone and computer, and set up a designated workspace where you can work without distractions. If possible, try using apps like Forest, Focus at Will, or Freedom to block distracting websites during work time. In addition, accountability can play a major role. Share your goals with a friend, or set a timer and challenge yourself to stay on task for a specific period, like 30 minutes. Once the timer goes off, reward yourself with a short break. This helps you stay focused while still feeling in control of your time. Obstacle number 4, self-doubt and negative thinking. Sometimes, even after putting in the effort, we still struggle with self-doubt. We start questioning if we're capable of staying disciplined, or we feel like we're not making progress fast enough. Negative thoughts and perfectionism can easily derail our focus. Solution. To combat self-doubt, it's crucial to practice self-compassion. Acknowledge that setbacks are normal and that discipline is a journey, not a destination. Celebrate small wins along the way. Keep a journal or a success log where you track your progress, no matter how small. When negative thoughts arise, challenge them. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have that I'm not capable? And then focus on the positive results you've already achieved. Over time, these positive habits and mindset shifts will help you build the confidence you need to stay disciplined, even during tough times. Keep pushing forward. It's important to remember that discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about sticking with it even when things get tough. When you encounter obstacles, whether it's a lack of motivation, overwhelm, distractions, or self-doubt, know that it's all part of the process. You don't have to get it right every single time. What matters is that you keep moving forward, making adjustments as you go. The strategies we've talked about in this video are your tools. They're your roadmap to staying disciplined and focused, even when life tries to throw you off track. Don't be afraid to face these obstacles head-on, because you've got the ability to overcome them and stay on the path toward success. So now you have all the tools and strategies you need to start building discipline and focus in your life. You know how to set clear goals, create a routine, manage distractions, and overcome the obstacles that might get in your way. But here's the thing, knowledge alone doesn't lead to change. Action does. This is the moment when it's time to take what you've learned and put it into practice. It might feel a little intimidating at first, but remember, the key to progress is starting small. You don't need to completely overhaul your life overnight. Start by implementing just one strategy today, whether that's setting a clear goal for the week or blocking out distractions for a focused 30-minute work session. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Start today, not tomorrow. One of the biggest barriers to making a change is the "I'll start tomorrow" mentality. We tell ourselves that we'll begin making changes tomorrow or next week, or when we're in the right mindset. But here's the truth, there will always be another reason to wait. If you keep putting it off, that change will never happen. I want you to commit to taking action today. Pick one of the strategies we discussed, whether it's creating your routine or setting a clear, actionable goal, and start with it right now. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up and making that first step. And once you take that step, you'll find that the next one becomes a little easier. Stay consistent, even when it's hard. As you start working on building your discipline, you'll face challenges. There will be days when you feel like you're not making progress, or that it's just easier to give up. But I want you to remember that discipline is a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Don't expect perfection from yourself. Just keep going, even when things get tough. Small actions done consistently add up to massive results. It's the daily, small choices, whether it's working on your goals, sticking to your routine, or avoiding distractions, that will bring you closer to the success you want. In the beginning, it might feel slow, but over time, it will become second nature. Celebrate your wins. Another key part of staying disciplined is celebrating your wins, no matter how small they seem. Did you stick to your routine for a week? Celebrate it. Did you finally get that difficult task off your to-do list? Celebrate it. Each win reinforces your ability to stay disciplined, and it boosts your motivation to keep going. Remember, discipline isn't about beating yourself up when you slip up. It's about acknowledging your efforts and learning from each experience. In conclusion, staying disciplined and focused is a journey. It's about building habits, creating systems, and making small, consistent choices that align with your goals. Along the way, you'll face challenges, but with the right mindset and the right strategies, you'll be able to navigate those obstacles and stay on track. The most important thing is to keep going, even when it feels difficult. You don't need to have everything figured out today. You just need to keep taking small steps forward. And remember, you are capable of achieving the discipline and focus you desire. I challenge you to take one small action right now, whether it's setting a goal, making your routine, or just blocking out distractions for 30 minutes of focused work, and keep doing it every day. Your future self will thank you. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit like and subscribe for more actionable tips on staying productive and reaching your goals. Don't forget to share your progress with us in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're applying these strategies and what results you're seeing. Let's make this journey together. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your path to staying disciplined and focused every day. You've learned the key strategies to stay disciplined and focused every day: setting clear goals, building a routine, managing distractions, and overcoming obstacles. Now the most important step is taking action. Start small, but start today. Even just one small action, like setting a goal or organizing your workspace, will set you on the path to success. Remember, discipline is built through consistency, not perfection. Don't let setbacks discourage you. Just keep moving forward one step at a time. Each small win will add up, and before you know it, you'll see real progress. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more tips on staying productive and focused. And remember, you're not alone. Share your progress with us in the comments, and let's support each other on this journey. Take that first step today. Build your discipline, stay focused, and you've got this.